Herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video. Ich glaube, gondorianische Artefakte und Ithilien bringen XP. Und deswegen werde ich diese Folge straight einfach diese komplette Karte abfarmen. Und ich habe mir da auch eine kleine Route überlegt. Also ich werde jetzt hier gehen, dann über hier das Hügelgrab erkunden, dass ich da Schnellreise machen kann. Hier weiter, hier eine Schnellreise. Dann hier, zack, zack. Dann hier, gut. Dann hier. Dann würde ich sagen, viel Spaß. Ich hoffe, mein Cutter nimmt diese Scheiße nicht ins Video. Auf geht's zum ersten gondorianischen Artefakt. Moin. Und schließt. Und hier sind wir jetzt schon beim ersten.
Some see rings like this as mere adornment, decoration for one's finger. Yet this ring marks its wearer as a lord of Gondor, the line of Hammerseer. Its filigrees form a seal that marks correspondence as surely as a signature. This ring may be all that's left of Hammerseer's line. I know they perished when Minas Ithil fell. When a ring has symbolic significance, it is far more powerful than ordinary jewelry.
Auf zum nächsten. Ich könnte mir eigentlich einen Karagon mieten. So.
The ability to scry, to see beyond the limit of ordinary vision, has always fascinated us. Those who claim to scry say pools of still water held in an antique bowl can foresee Mordor's many dangers, or reveal a glimpse of fair Gondor itself. But the bowl lacks the range or clarity of the Palantir, and I wonder whether it shows us anything beyond what we might wish to be true.
The stones of Gorgoroth, the fields of Nurn. I left pieces of myself behind. I no longer needed them. Others, I lost. This is how I changed. You cannot become something new without leaving parts of yourself behind.
Also. So, nette Geschichte.
Those who live in Gondor's lowlands could easily forget how close to Mordor Minas Ithil was. Few of Gondor's people devote more than a moment's thought to its borders, or what lies beyond. For them, the threat of Mordor is distant indeed.
3 von 6 Ithilien haben wir ja schon. Hallo.
I believe this statue depicts Galadriel, an elf queen from a legendary forest beyond Gondor. I found scant reference to her in our books, but I know her name means tree maiden, and she's said to have hair of gold and silver. She was an elven monarch of the First Age. What wonders she must have seen when the world was so young.
Gib mir das Wörtchen.
Numenor was an island in the Sundering Seas to the west, the greatest realm of men before it sank beneath the waves. Few survived that calamity, mostly pioneers keen to settle what we now call Middle-earth. We Gondorians have often sought inspiration in what we know of Numenor, and many a young soldier would come to touch the brow of this helmet, wondering what great battles in far-off lands its owner must have seen.
Right about now, you're thinking, I certainly stepped in this rock. Your first clue was the alarm. Your second clue was my crew. And the third clue is me.
Ich will dich nicht töten. Ich könnte, aber ich will nicht. Du bist Nekromant. Wisst ihr, wie selten so ein scheiß Nekromant ist? So, da sind wir beim, ich glaube, 7. jetzt.
My first drill instructor told me, trust in your training, not your armor. Even a finely wrought plate can buckle under a hard enough blow, but a skilled warrior can evade that blow so it never lands in the first place. Now Minas Ithil has buckled under. Some blows are impossible to evade, so we do the next best thing. Stand back up again, wounded as we are.
Künstler, Alter, Künstler.
Weg.
Gondor's roots are literal ones, for our realm is intertwined with the White Tree, our greatest symbol and inspiration. Isildur himself gave our people the sapling that would grow into the White Tree, and it survived attacks from Sauron, plagues, and multiple transplants as Gondor's borders shifted in war. Today, the White Tree stands in our capital, Minas Tirith, though it will not blossom again until the king returns, as my father once said. We Gondorians are a seafaring people, though our ships ply the coastlines and rivers, rarely venturing into the open sea. Yet it was not always so. Our ancestors, the Númenóreans, and their elven allies sailed to other lands in ships like this model. Sailors even claim it's possible to sail so far into the ocean that land is too distant to see in any direction. Hard to imagine. So I suppose I'll have to see it for myself someday.
Nice.
This ore comes from a longboat that washed ashore in the Bay of Belfalis, and it surely passed through many a corsair's hands before finding its way inland, where I espied it atop a merchant's cart years ago. I've often wondered about the hands that rowed it to sea. Were they the calloused hands of a slave, or those of a dashing corsair of Umbar? I suppose I'll never know.
Ach, schon wieder so
I
ein Stück
spoke
Zeit
to him
vernetzt.
once of the beauty of Nurn, the splendor of its hills, its forests. He seemed to shudder. Sauron looked upon the world as chaos, an imperfection that he would set right. His rings were perfect. The world was not.
Jetzt, jawohl.